Now that we discussed a little bit about the base of the ecosystem, let's take a look at the next level, the first level. Now this is where I'm going to spend all my time and energy with this lesson, is in the first level. I'm not saying that the second level through the sixth level are not important. Believe me, it is. And trust me when I say this, Mr. Ed Ballou, our resident expert on ecology, will probably be upset that I skipped this portion. But I want to rely on you to educate yourself. There is so much information that you can go down that rabbit hole and become an expert. But I want to start and focus on the level that is most important to the backyard success, or I'm sorry, the success of a backyard ecosystem, okay? So, the first level, consumers. This is the biological level that makes life on Earth possible. And by consumers, I mean organisms that consume waste and its chemical elements. Bacteria is very important in the function of an ecosystem. And there are countless types of bacteria, something for every function. Bacteria prefer to be anchored to a substance like rocks and gravel, or anything abrasive, mostly rocks and gravel, and are found in largest quantities in the midst of decomposing leaves. Yes, you heard that right. In the midst of decomposing leaves. We have heard for years that you cannot put rocks and gravel in the bottom of a pond because it creates too much muck, when it's just the opposite. When you have a thin layer of rocks and gravel in the bottom of the pond, it creates a home for the bacteria to grow. With oxygen flowing through the nooks and crannies and gaps, it provides a food source for the bacteria to feed off of all the decomposed product. Now, bacteria, they work together to form a giant recycling plant that you see here by taking waste and dead material and converting it back into usable nutrients in the food chain. An important function of the bacteria is its completion, the entire completion of the nitrogen cycle. For starters, nitrification detoxifies fish waste, also known as ammonia, aerobically, which means with oxygen. Next, anaerobic, guess what that means? Without oxygen. Bacteria denitrify nitrate into a gas that is dispersed back into the atmosphere. This is the process that we try to foster in the healthy pond ecosystem. Now, to recap this whole section right here, putting rocks and gravel in a pond significantly reduces the amount of muck built up in the bottom of the pond. This is because rocks and gravel provide many places for bacteria to call home, much more than a bare line or a concrete or smooth bottom line or pond. More bacteria means more capacity to break down fish waste and plant debris, which leads to a better water quality. So here's just a recap. Take some notes, write this down, because you never know. It could be on a quiz at the end of this section. Hint, hint. So aerobic means with oxygen. Aerobic is living or occurring only in the presence of oxygen. Where anaerobic, an organism such as a bacterium that can live in the absence of oxygen. Write this down. It's going to be on the quiz.